It's time to get jacked up. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Outside linebacker rankings. Here we go. Kyle Gaffner is here. I'm Adrian Fedque. An interesting outside linebacker class. You got Myles Jack. You got the talents of Jaylon Smith. But obviously, we got some injury history here as well. So, Jack's dealing with a knee injury. Well, had a knee injury. Some weird reports coming out about how his medical recheck didn't really go really well. Are those reports true? Are they not? Do you have teams scheming, trying to get him to fall? What's going on with that? Who knows? You got Smith, obviously. Tore his ACL, tore everything at the Fiesta Bowl. So how far does he fall? A lot of things going on. Kyle, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, Jaylon Smith, obviously his draft stock's going to plummet because of what happened to that knee. You've got not only ligament damage, but you've got nerve damage. So you have no idea how, fluid his knee is going to be able to move. Is he going to have the same capabilities even? So that's a lot of red flags for teams to take a flyer on him. Myles Jack, like I said, I watched a lot of his workouts. He looks like he's back to normal. It looks like that's a bit of a smokescreen out there, I believe. Teams putting fake messages out there, stirring the pot. I think just to have him fall to the team because he's going to be a superstar player.
Yeah, and the thing is about these knee injuries, you just never know. Sometimes they bounce back from it, sometimes they don't. You got the stories of Thomas Davis coming back from multiple knee injuries, and he's out there making plays. I mean, he's unbelievable now.
Incredible.
Oh, incredible, absolutely. But then you have stories like, Kiko Alonso this year. Had a stud rookie season, tore his ACL again, had a lot of trouble this year. I mean, just that's an understatement, really. He stunk. He was terrible.
He was awful.
Yeah, he looked like he was afraid to play. Like he was afraid to get in the pile and fill the gaps. He was playing laterally instead of north-south. So that wasn't good. And then even you look at Stewart Bradley, is another one that played in Philadelphia, had a good couple years, and then tore his knee up at this exhibition, whatever you call it, the exhibition game that they play at the link like before training camp starts or whatever else.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I don't know what the game's called. I don't even think they do it anymore. I don't know, but
I don't think so. I forget the name of it.
Yeah. So you have shit like that going on. Jaylon Smith is a very, very intriguing option. So the question for you is, at what round do you take that flyer on him?
I would say if you have multiple picks, the third round, I would give him a shot. Maybe Tennessee takes a flyer on him. Only if you have multiple picks. I wouldn't waste a second round pick on him, even though the talent is there and he was a top 10 pick. That knee kind of scares me a little bit. Kind of like Marcus Lattimore a couple years ago had the same exact injury, and look what happened to him.
Yeah.
You need that knee, especially when you're a linebacker, to move fluidly like that, to move back and forth. North and south, lateral too. You've got to be quick on your feet. So he's going to be redshirted his first year. So only with a team with a bunch of picks, I'd take a flyer on the guy.
Yeah, you just saw Tennessee. You saw Cleveland make these trades with the Eagles and Rams respectively. So they have multiple picks in multiple rounds. So those are the teams to look out for, I think. For Smith, I would seriously consider taking him in the third round. I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, he could even fall out of the fourth, but Myles Jack, I'm hearing reports could fall out of the top 10, go down to the 20s because of this. But again, I think it's all smoke screens. I don't believe it. Kid's gonna be a top 5 pick. I don't see him falling past Jacksonville or the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Giants are the team to watch out for here in terms of the smoke screens because they are praying that he falls to 10. That defense is an absolute joke, even though they just spent a whole bunch of money during the offseason.
Still bad.
Yeah, they're still bad. So you need players, and Myles Jack would be a tremendous fit for them. So that's it.
That could be them dirty in the pot, absolutely. And that's New Yorkers for you, too. They would pull something like that. Jesus.
I mean, and obviously Miles Jack going on to our rankings now. He's number 1 on both of our lists. Not a surprise. So just an insane athlete. I mean, the guy is just unbelievable. Played running back last year too. Did an outstanding job there as well. As a linebacker, I mean, you'd think the guy was a defensive back by the way he moves.
Off the charts.
Change of direction, body control is probably better than any defensive prospect in this draft, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very instinctive, short tackler, big hitter, and the coverage skills for a linebacker are just absolutely insane.
Insane. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself, man. I mean, he's got great speed. He's got a nose for the ball. He's flying from sideline to sideline. He's a big hitter. He could play even safety if he wanted to. I mean, the guy is literally a jack of all trades. No pun intended, but
absolutely intended.
But he could have even been a first-round running back if he wanted to. So, that's great versatility for a guy like that. He's a Swiss Army knife. And a prospect like that, I mean, incredible. Play all 3 linebacker positions, maybe even a little bit of Ray Lewis in there. Maybe.
I'll tell you what, whoever picks him, whoever, he falls to, they're going to be sipping on some Jack in celebration.
I like it. Hopefully it's Jacksonville sipping on that Jack.
Jacksonville Jack. It makes sense. It makes sense.
It's a match made in heaven, bro.
There you go. So, the question I have for you then, I'll ask you this. Say Jaylon Smith never got hurt. Would you take Jaylon Smith or Miles Jack?
Oh, man, that is tough. Ooh. Oh, man, I don't know. I'd still think I'd take Jack, even though I love Jaylon Smith as a prospect. But they're kind of like the same guy almost. Like great coverage skills, great run defenders, all over the place, got great leadership skills. I would only say I'd take Jack over him because of the versatility and where you could put him on the field, both offensively and defensively. I mean, the guy won Defensive Rookie of the Year and Offensive Rookie in the same year. Like, that's incredible. Like, are you kidding me? Freak athlete. What a
yeah. He and Smith are literally the same player.
They are.
There's not much difference. The only area where Jack has Smith beat, I think, is the coverage aspect, and that's where I think Jack has him beat pretty handily. But that's it. Like, besides that, they are the same exact player, and it's just a shame what happened with Smith there because he was a top 10 pick, and now who knows? He's floundering, and maybe it's a shame.
It's a shame. That's going to hurt his pockets too, man. I mean, hopefully he can bounce back, come back in the 2017 season and show what he really has. But, I mean, you really don't know what that needs. And it happened in a pointless game. Just like in that movie, Friday Night Lights. You're playing this guy. You're up big. Why are you even putting him in? It's your senior year, dude. Go sit on the sideline. Go count your millions in the NFL draft. Why are you even playing this? Oh, it was detrimental. It's a shame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. And, going to the rankings, going to number 2. Now, I know you have him on your inside linebackers list. So if people are wondering why you don't have him on the top 5, it's because he's in another list. I have him here. I have him at number 2. And the reason why I have him at number 2 is because, I mean, even if Darren Lee's pretty good and he's going to be a good prospect, other than that, I mean, like, it was kind of hard for me to, just put him anywhere else. I mean, I know the injury is real bad. I mean, that was a serious knee injury he had. But I'm willing to take the chance. I mean, if he's there in the 3rd round, I think he could still be pretty good in a couple years. I mean, is he really going to be Darren Lee? I don't know. I mean, you don't know how much explosiveness he's going to lose. But when he was healthy, he dominated the game. Very aggressive. I mean, strong, explosive. Fuck it. He's at number 2.
I like it, man. I like it. I've got Darren Lee at number 2. I think he's going to be a really good prospect. He's got blazing speed. He ran a 4.4 at the combine. Short tackler. Pretty good in press coverage. Goes from sideline to sideline. Reminds me of Ryan Shazier. Could even come off the edge. Good blitzer. Send him up the gaps or off the edge.
Yeah, and that's, coincidentally who he replaced at Ohio State.
I know.
Was Shazier. Long and quick athlete, like you were saying, the great speed, the great 40 time he had. So I like him. I mean, he's number 3 on my list. So there's that. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Sue Cravens. Even though I think he's going to convert over to safety, kind of like a la Troy Polamalu did, coming out of the same school. But big, quick for his size, hard hitter, good short tackler. I got Sue Cravens there. I mean, he could even play in the linebackers position. Maybe send him in on the outside, weak side. You could have him play there. Strong, physical specimen. I like Sue Cravens.
Yeah, my number 4. I don't necessarily know how he's going to project at the NFL level, but I loved him in college. Eric Stryker of Oklahoma. Thing of him, he's only 5'11", and I don't even think he's 230. So you're talking about like a Mark Barron type of safety here. But with his athleticism and coverage skills, I think he can be a really good nickel linebacker. So I think he can be pretty good. He might actually be better off in a 3-4 inside linebacker. Just if he can get some weight, I think he could be a guy because he's a hitter. He's stud buffing. I loved watching him at Oklahoma. I don't know. I got a gut feeling on him. I know he's small. When I mean small, he's small. Because we just had the show talking about how guys aren't too small anymore. I mean, this guy's tiny,
really small, especially for that position. And they were loaded at Oklahoma at linebacker this year.
So yeah, I don't know. I like him for some reason. So there's that. Who's your number 4?
I got Deion Jones. Kind of reminds me of a Telvin Smith type player. I believe he's going to be a nickel linebacker. He'll be there passing downs. He's another quick guy that goes from sideline to sideline. He's got a nose. He's a good tackler, short tackler. He's going to load him up. I think he had about 158 this year alone. Smaller, typical guy, but pretty good in pass coverage. Could need some work, but he could turn into a 3-down linebacker with some work.
Okay. You mentioned him before, Sue Cravens from USC. That's my number 5. Tweener, I don't know if he's playing linebacker safety, like you said that as well. He'll be able to cover tight ends, even slot receivers. He's like a space player. So, another one of those small guys that, that's just the way the game's played now.
Yep, you want speed in this day and age, especially with all the passing that happens. Not too much running, as you touched on before.
Yeah.
I got another Buckeye at my number 5 spot, Josh Perry. He's a tough run defender, big physical guy. I think he could convert actually over to the middle linebacker position. I think he's suited best for that. He'll only be a 2-down backer, though. Really weak in pass protection. He's got some athleticism, though, which I think could shine. Maybe even set him off the edge. But, Buckeye really knows how to produce some prospects.
Yeah. You kind of took my guy I was going to talk about, Deion Jones. So I really don't have any other sleepers besides that. But if you got any, go ahead.
Yeah, I got one. I've got another Oklahoma Sooner, not Stryker, but the other guy, Dominique Alexander.
Yeah,
fits the linebacker position. He'll make big plays for you. Not super athletic. Got 107 tackles, so he's got good size and speed, good run stuffer. Again, I feel like I've touched on this on a lot of guys. Very weak in pass protection, but he sheds a little bit of pounds, man. I mean, he's an athletic freak, and I really like him. And like I said before, they were loaded at linebacker at the Sooner at the Oklahoma this year.
Yeah. All right. So there it is. Our linebacker rankings for today. Banged out 2 shows. All we got is the secondary now, and then we're going to do a mock draft. So we're almost there.
We're almost there, coming down to the home stretch.
Yes, sir. And I can't wait to talk quarterbacks. I love talking quarterback.
Me too, man. That was my position. I freaking love the corner. That's my favorite position in defense. And it's a pretty loaded class this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's on docket for the next show. As for this one, it's done. It's over. Our linebackers are out, so enjoy them. And I don't know when we're going to be back for another show, but it'll be soon. And it'll be before Thursday. So that being said, that's Kyle Gaffner. I'm Adrian Fedq. We're out.
Later. All right.
Get jacked up.